All right, now we're going to be joined by the pound for pound king, Canelo Alvarez, the biggest star in the sport. Thank you so much for joining us, as always. First off, it's incredible to see any fighter, but especially someone of your magnitude, fight so often. You fought in December, you're fighting again next week, and then you plan to fight again on May 8th. What made you want to be so active?
No, me gusta lo que hago, la verdad que lo disfruto mucho y como lo he dicho siempre, ¿no? Yo podría pelear muchas veces y la verdad que disfruto demasiado. Me encanta estar activo.
I like what I do. I just really love what I do. Reality is that I can fight many, many times, and what I like the most is being active.
Was it any part of that, Canelo, rooted in any advice from someone like Chepo? Because back in the day, a lot of fighters used to fight to that level of activity. Did you consult boxing history at all and say it's a good idea for me to stay in the gym, to stay fighting, to stay as sharp as possible?
Pues la verdad es que, aunque no peleé, la verdad es que siempre estoy activo, siempre estoy entrenando. Entonces, ¿qué más que seguir peleando, no? La verdad que estoy acostumbrado a estar peleando muy seguido. Toda mi vida, toda mi carrera boxística, pues he peleado demasiadas veces en un año. Hubo un año que peleé 14 veces, entonces estoy acostumbrado prácticamente.
Well, I'm used to fighting. I'm used to fighting often. So it's what I love. It's what I love doing. My boxing career, I've been always active. Reality is that I fought 14 times in one single year some time ago. So I like what I do, and I like to stay active in this.
Yeah, Canelo, you're really now at the height of your stardom. And I think being more active is just going to make you a bigger star, more visibility. And, obviously this fight with Yildirim isn't the biggest fight, but you're going to carry the promotion. What does it mean to fight in Miami? Because Miami to me is a city and a market that could have been big in boxing for a while now, but it's kind of been like underappreciated.
Así es, no, pues para mí la verdad que todas las peleas yo no subestimo a nadie. Todas las peleas para mí son importantes y obviamente abrir una nueva plaza en Miami pues es bueno para el boxeo también, ¿no? Y para todos los peleadores, y el pelear en Miami para mí es una motivación más de poder abrir boxeo grande en Miami y que haya más boxeo, ¿no? Y creo que esta pelea sabemos que tengo mucho más cualidades que Yildirim, pero obviamente no subestimo a nadie, ¿no? En el boxeo un golpe puede cambiar todo y estoy listo para cualquier cosa.
That's right. And I don't underestimate anybody, not at all. I always prepare for that. And Miami, it's a great venue to open up into boxing and bring boxing to Miami. We could make it big in Miami and bring it out to the fans there as well. And when it comes to Yildirim, I don't underestimate him at all. I'm just a boxer with more qualities. However, one single punch can change everything.
Absolutely. Is that part of like the mental challenge of this fight, Canelo, and that basically no one is picking him to win this fight? And so you really can't let your guard down at all, right? You've got to just be completely focused on the task at hand.
Sí, la verdad es que a mí no me interesa, no me importa si le dan oportunidades o no. Yo le doy la oportunidad y por eso la tiene y no lo subestimo. Yo me voy a subir al cuadrilátero como con todos mis rivales y hacer lo que sé hacer y obviamente salir a ganar.
Yes, and I really, it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to me what they say. I give him the opportunity. However, I don't underestimate him. I'm going on the ring and give the best of what I'm able to give there once on the ring.
Right. And the expectation, of course, is that you're going to fight Billy Joe Saunders on May 8th. This is, of course, if you win as expected, if there's no injuries or anything. And to me, that's a really big fight because unlike Callum Smith, Billy Joe Saunders has that big bombastic personality. He's very outspoken. And he's a really good fighter, I think. He's a southpaw. He has great feet.
Sí, así es.
Yeah, go ahead.
Así es, ¿no? Sabemos que esas son las peleas que queremos, ¿no? Queremos unificar y él es el campeón de la OMB y y es el posible rival para mayo, pero la verdad que ahorita yo estoy enfocado en la pelea del 27 de febrero nada más. Como te digo, el boxeo no es un juego, no estás jugando arriba del cuadrilátero, no tienes que enfocarte 100% en lo que tienes enfrente y después hacer planes, ¿no? Pero obviamente, como lo he dicho, mi meta a corto plazo pues es unificar y obviamente esperemos que todo salga bien el 27 de febrero y ir por ello en mayo.
That's right. That's right. And the intention here is, fight May to unify the WBM title on this. And I'm focused, however, right now on the fight that's coming this February on the 27th. Boxing is no game. You have to take this very serious. And our intention is to have that fight as well in May. Focus on that fight because our short-term goal is to unify the 4 titles.
Part of the thing for you, Canelo, that I think is so interesting is how your gym has changed over the years. I mean, when you talk about the preparation, it used to be, I remember going to that gym, it was just you, Eddie, Chapo, and you guys doing your work. And now it's like you've got guys like Ryan Garcia in there, Oscar Valdez preparing for his title fight. What does that camaraderie and that bond of working alongside those fighters mean to you? Has it helped you as a fighter in regards to your preparation or your focus or concentration?
No, para nada, siempre estoy enfocado al 100% y obviamente como que hay más motivación todavía de la que he tenido en mi carrera, más motivación, el estar ahí entrenando y con toda la buena vibra, creo que ha cambiado y ha cambiado para bien, ¿no? Creo que mucha más motivación todavía.
No, not at all. I always focus 100%, but there is more motivation in my profession. Also, having the guys there, the good vibe that's around there. So it's just caused more motivation in my profession.
Yeah, Canelo, you said for a while now that your goal is to be the undisputed champion at 168 pounds with all 4 belts. The other title holders out there right now, you have 2 titles. And Billy Joe has a title. You're scheduled to fight him May 8th. And then Caleb Plant has the other title. So is the plan, if everything goes smooth, and not looking past anybody, of course, to fight Caleb Plant maybe in September?
Sí, obviamente ese es el plan. Trataremos de hacer esa pelea, esas peleas y trabajaremos fuerte para que se puedan concretar. Esa es la idea.
Yes, obviously that is the plan. That is what we have in our sight for the future, and obviously work really hard to make these fights happen, to make them, concrete, to make them happen and unify the titles, make those fights happen.
Yeah, this conversation started, Canelo, with Mike talking about you as the #1 pound for pound fighter in the world, and obviously to be the man in the sport. I know this has been a long time coming for you. You've had to endure, some of the things that were going on outside the ring within the last year. What does it mean for you to be at this point of power now in your life, at the age of 30 and just feel like you're standing on the tallest mountaintop of the sport?
Me siento muy orgulloso porque para eso trabaja un peleador, para ser el mejor y ser la atención de todos y que todos te quieran ganar, obviamente, arrancar la cabeza. Creo que me siento muy orgulloso de lo que he logrado y creo que me siento orgulloso de poder seguir manteniéndome aquí en la cima y eso es un orgullo para mí y creo que para mi equipo también.
Very proud, because I've worked really hard for all this. And, this makes for all the fighters to want to rip your head off. But at the same time, this is, I'm very proud to be at the peak at the moment and very proud of all the hard work of my team, of everything that surrounds it.
Yeah. And Canelo, as the top star in the sport, I think you're going to be in a great position to affect some change if that's what you want to do. Obviously, boxing has a ton of problems right now. Too many belts, maybe too many weight classes, PEDs, fighters getting taken advantage of by promoters and managers. If there was one thing you could tackle at some point in your career, what would it be?
No, pues obviamente, ojalá que se acaben todos estos títulos y que haya más control de que no haya tantos títulos, ¿no? En una categoría, que haya uno solo y adaptarse a eso, ¿no? Y obviamente el poder creo que estoy dando ese ejemplo, ¿no? De, de, de poder hacer nosotros, de que nosotros podemos hacer nosotros solos nuestras promociones, podemos ser nosotros los peleadores el que tenga las ventajas, porque al final el que se sube a dar la vida es el peleador, no el promotor. No, el que tiene que tener la mayor ahora sí que bonus pues es el peleador, ¿no? Al final y eso es lo que quiero dejar en el boxeo y que los peleadores se fijen bien y que aprendan de eso, ¿no? Y que los mexicanos, los latinos que vengan aquí, que no porque sean de otro lado o latinos se quieran aprovechar de eso, no, nosotros podemos cambiar todo esto.
Well, I'm going to be the example, and hopefully, actually going back as the interpreter, hopefully all the titles they do come to the end, that they don't have as many, and that they can have just one. Simplify it, and we as fighters adapt to that, to simplify it, to just have one. And in regards to the other stuff, I'm just the example. I'm an example of being able to promote yourself and be able to do it for yourself as a fighter, because at the end of the day, we're the ones that risk our lives. We're the ones that go up there and put our lives at risk, not the promoters. So this is what I'm trying to bring and show others that are coming behind me as a bonus as well, that we can do it ourselves, to Mexicans, to Latinos that are coming, that they're taking advantage of, that doesn't, for that to not happen anymore, and that taking advantage of ceases, and that they learn that they have the power to do it themselves as well.
And yeah, to that point, you recently gained your promoter's license in Nevada. Congrats on that. And you're going to have a lot of, I'm just wondering, are you going to be promoting your own events, but are you going to be signing other fighters? Do you see this, turning into a big promoter, like a Top Rank, or in the future? What's your plans?
No sé lo que se me presenta en el camino, la verdad, no sé lo que se me presenta en el camino, pero obviamente si se me presenta poder ayudar a peleadores, pues lo haré, ¿no? Pero lo importante ahorita y lo que nos queremos enfocar es en mi carrera, eso es lo que queremos, prácticamente esa es la idea, pero pues no sabemos qué nos vamos a encontrar en el camino y poder ayudar a otros peleadores, pues me encantaría, ¿no? Pero la idea ahorita es enfocarme en mi carrera.
I don't know. I don't know what this path might bring, what might happen with this. But obviously, help other fighters would be a great thing to do. But right now, we are focused on my profession, on helping my profession grow and use this. But of course, if the opportunity arises and I can help other fighters and promote them as well, then that's something that we will see and see what path this takes.
Yeah, I think it's real admirable, Canelo. I think you are setting the tone. I know Teofimo Lopez has pointed to you as saying, like, you're a guy who steps in there against basically anyone, as you have done. And the other point on that is that, look, in your performances against Danny Jacobs, against Callum Smith in December, you have just looked so sharp. And I know this may be like a dangerous way to think as a boxer, but are you at the point in your preparation and your skills, are you feeling like you are truly unbeatable right now?
Sí, la verdad que me siento en mi mejor momento, me siento muy fuerte, me siento un peleador más maduro, con más confianza arriba del cuadrilátero, la verdad que me siento en mi mejor momento.
Yes, I really do feel that I'm at my best moment right now. I feel that I'm a more mature boxer, that I have a lot more experience while on the ring. So yes, I do feel that I am at my best moment currently as a fighter. I feel very well.
And you have reached a point, Canelo, to where you clearly are empowered to do whatever you want with the rest of your career. You've worked very hard, as we said, outside the ring to have that strength. Do you foresee the possibility at all, because I know some fans are still wondering about this, that you would ever entertain the idea of fighting Golovkin again, or is that ship sailed and that's over?
La verdad es que yo estoy abierto a todo. Quiero darle las mejores peleas. Ya les dimos 2 peleas con Golovkin y si se hace la tercera, estoy abierto a todo. La verdad es que estamos aquí para seguir haciendo historia y seguir ganando grandes peleas.
I'm open to anything. I'm open to anything. I want to continue giving the best fights to everybody. We've had two, and if a third one would to arise, then I would consider it and put it forward and make it the best. It's just my intention to bring the best fights to the fans.
Last question from me, Canelo. We saw in the Callum Smith fight that he emerged with that. I think it was a torn biceps, and a lot of people thought that you were actually targeting that left arm. Is that what you were doing, in fact?
Sí, la verdad es que nosotros vimos que su mejor arma era el contragolpe de izquierda. Estuvimos trabajando eso y desde el primer asalto, si vuelves a ver la pelea, pues salía a anularle ese golpe peligroso que tenía. Y después del cuarto sentí que ya podía empezar a hacer yo mi pelea y fue como pasó.
Yes, we saw that that left counterpunch was his best weapon. So as you could tell, if you go back to the fight, when I went out on that first round, I went towards that. And you could see it as well that on the fourth round, that's when he started to feel it. So I did go after that. We did prepare for that.
Last thing for me too, Canelo, is that I know even on this fight, you tried to bring it to Mexico, and I know you still want to do that. What does it mean for you as your Mexican fan base continues to build and continue to be as strong as possible? Do you think there will be a day that you will be able to bring a fight to Mexico? And what would that mean for you to be able to celebrate and show your greatness with your people?
Espero que sí, me encantaría volver a pelear, aunque sea una vez, volver a pelear en México y brindarles una gran función, una gran pelea a la gente en México y me encantaría, la verdad que es algo que tengo en mi camino.
I hope so. At least fight one more time. At least go there again, and offer a great fight, offer a great show to my people, to Mexico. And yes, I hope that it does happen. That's something that I do have in mind, and that hopefully does happen.